So next up is the team from Pearson. So we have Salinda Wickramasinghe, who's one of the QA leads of Pearson, and Nayomi, Herath, also quality engineer from Pearson Lanka. So please welcome them as well. This will be the final session prior to going to the panel discussion. And as I mentioned again, please, if you have any questions, you know our hashtag. So please do raise some questions. Right.
Good evening, everyone. Hope I'm audible to everyone. Today, our scope is about executing mobile automation scripts on source lab. Browser compatibility testing. What comes to your mind? Sometimes in Sinhalese we call it Vatayak. But actually there are more effective ways to do browser compatibility testing. Now, if we take browser compatibility testing, we have different browsers. And on top of that, we have OSs. Imagine the end of the day, we have a gigantic browser compatibility matrix table. So, and sometimes, just to put the cherry on the cake, we have to do the mobile testing as well. So how do we test these things? We may require a tool. That's where the source labs comes in. So source labs is an automation tool. So it provides a web-based environment and it's provide a VM. So it's a commercial tool that facilitates the simulation of actual browser environment. And it's really easy to use. The usability aspect of Source Labs is great. Source Labs also provides CI integration. We have different plugins for that, so we can use them. And most of the time, we are hiding behind an internal firewall when we do test. Source Labs provide an effective communication system as a very effective tunneling system to tunnel into the internal networks. And it, as a very good tool, it's provided screencast. So we have chosen Source Lab as a simulation environment. But when we run this on mobile devices, we came across some problems. So one of our QA engineers, Nayomi, she engaged in a little research. Let's listen what she has to say.
So, thank you, Salinda, and very good evening, everyone. So, we'll move. So, to just start with the session, I will just start it with the question. So, what if you were given a task to test a mobile application in 10 different mobile devices and with 5 different OS variances, and you are given very little time, and also you are not provided devices as well. So, how would you handle that particular situation? Just keep your thoughts. We will find a solution collectively. And we'll move with the presentation. So, Salinda just explained what is Source Lab and in which ways we can just use that. And I'm going to explain you how we can execute mobile automation scripts on Source Labs. So, normally for mobile automation execution, the widely used method is executing them on real mobile devices. Real mobile devices mean the mobile phones that you are using. So, and most of you might already have hands-on experience on how to execute mobile automation scripts on real mobile devices. However, just to brush up your memory regarding this, I would just tell what do we need to do in order to execute a mobile automation script on a real mobile device. So first, we need to select a language for that. So this language can be any preferable language for you, but mostly used on is Java. And then the framework we are using to write our automation code is Selenium. And then we need Android SDK as well. So normally in a mobile application, we capture our UI elements, XPaths and ID using a tool called UI Automator Weaver. That particular tool is an inbuilt tool of Android SDK. In that case, we need to have Android SDK installed in our computer. So using this Android SDK, we can capture elements of Android application as well as iOS application. So if you are interested in capturing iOS application, there is another tool called Appium Inspector. And then we are using TestNG as our test execution framework. Combining these all, we can just create our mobile automation code, and then we simply need to select a mobile device to execute our test. And then this mobile device needs to be connected to your computer using a USB cable. And you need to have your application installed in your mobile phone. Now how my automation code and mobile device connected together? That part is done using a server called Appium. And this is a... So I was talking about Appium server. And this is a free server, and we can automate our mobile application with almost all the languages. So now we are executing mobile automation in real mobile devices like this. We came across with certain issues. First one is Appium server needs to be installed in your computer, and we have to start that one manually before each and every test execution. And then, if we have a huge list of mobile devices to be tested on our application, then we won't be able to purchase all these mobile devices. And then, the connection between our computer and the real mobile devices might lost because mobile devices often go offline, and it's not easy to do CI integration and scheduled running because it's not practical to have a mobile device attached to our computer all the time. So to overcome these problems, we came up with the solution, that is integrating our automation scripts with source labs. What do we need in order to integrate our automation script with source lab is, first we need to have automation code. So the tools and techniques using for this one is similar as I explained earlier. And then we need to have a source labs account. And then we need to have .apk file or the .ipa file. And we need to have a .apk file and .ipa file. What we known as .apk file or .ipa file is the piece of application that we are getting to test from our developers. So if the developers are developing Android application, then the application file extension would be APK, which means Android Package Kit. And if they are developing an iOS application, the file extension would be IPA, which means iPhone Package Archive. So we'll go through step by step how we can integrate our automation script with source lab. So first, you need to navigate to source lab using its respective URL, and then you just have to log in with your account credentials. So normally source labs provide free trial accounts as well. So normally Source Lab provides free trial accounts for us, but in order to execute mobile automation, we need to have a paid account. So once you are successfully logged in, your Source Lab homepage would look like this. And then as the second step, what we have to do is upload our application into Source Lab. So for that, we use this following curl command. So what I have marks in asterisk is the Source Lab access key. So for each and every Source Lab account, Source Lab provides a unique access key. You can find that in Source Lab homepage. So you can simply put that access key in your curl command, and you have to mention your username as well. Then you have to give the path of the application where your application is located in your local computer. So my application is in a folder called APK file in C drive. So I'm getting the path of it and putting that one in my curl command. So once you are done with this curl command preparation, you simply have to go to command prompt and paste this curl command over there. So once your application successfully uploaded to Source Lab, you will get a response like this. As the third step, we will have to configure a mobile device to execute our test. So that one we normally do with Source Lab platform configurator page. And simply go to your platform configurator page. And here we can set up a device to execute our automation code. So first we have to select the API. So here also we are using APM. And then we will simply have to select a device. So Source Labs provide a list of devices for iOS and Android application. So here you can select according to your application. So as my application is an Android one, I am selecting an Android device. So here I am going for Samsung Galaxy S3 device. Then I will simply have to select the operating system, that means Android version. And then APM version would be selected automatically. Then we will have to specify Source Lab what is our application type, whether it is a web application or native application or hybrid application. And then under this specify app URL, you have to give the application name you just installed your Source Labs. Once you are done with filling the form, under this copy code section, you will find Source Lab provides a code for you. That is in 6 different languages: Java, PHP, Node.js, Python, C# and Ruby. So since my automation code is in Java, I am just copying this code piece and pasting it in within my automation code. So this particular piece of code is the one which is creating the connection between Source Lab and my automation code. So I'm just simply going through the project structure as well. So my page objects are in a different project, and this is how in Selenium we are defining our UI elements. And here in page objects I have defined my methods as well. And then my tests are in different project. So here whatever the methods we are written in our page objects class, we are simply calling them in my test class. So this is one of the tests, and I am executing this particular test using test-ng annotations. So, and my test data are in property files and nothing is hard-coded. So then I am executing this test using a XML file. So I have parameterized the method of execution as real device and Source Lab. So it's just a matter of changing the parameter so that I can execute the same test on real device and Source Lab both. So we'll see changing this on to Source Lab and how it goes. So once you execute your test, you can get the console output in your local Eclipse. And as well as you can see the status on Source Labs as well. So it says here running. So if you have put some log instructions in your code, those are also will display in Eclipse console. And once your test finished, the pass-fail status also you can get in Eclipse console. And in Source Labs, now the status hand changes to finished. So once you click in this job, you can see how our test was executed. So in the screencast section, you can see how my test was executed. So this is the device I have configured, Samsung Galaxy S3 one. And then this is an application called MyLabs in Espanol, which is developed in Pearson. And what I am going to do with my automation code is just log into the application and navigate through hamburger menu. And then there is a page called class information. I'm just going to verify the content in that class information page. So here I go. I am in class information page now. And I'm verified the content. So in this Appium log section, you can just see the Appium server logs, how it goes and all. And this under this metadata tab, you can see the device configuration, that which device we just executed our test and the status of the test and OS version and all. So I think it's better to tell you about these labels are coming over here. If you are getting an error status, that means you have done something wrong with your configurations. That means you have done something wrong with uploading your application to Source Lab, something like that. If this finished status comes, that is a bit complicated because this finished status normally comes for a test passed or failed both. So in that case, we have done another research to get the exact test result to Source Lab, our dashboard. So here in my code, I am getting this finished status because once my test is finished, I have called at after method just the quit driver. So that's why I am getting this finished status. So I am just disabling that method and simply enabling another method which we can pass our original test status to Source Labs. So here what we have done is using iTest result, that is one of function in TestNG. So using this one, we are taking the original state of the test and we are handling different situation, that means success, failure and the skip situation. So here I have written different methods to all three status and we'll again execute and see how our test is goes. So now it's again says running. And my test was simply passed. So we'll see what is the status in our Source Labs dashboard. Here now status changed to passed. And this fail status also I got like that. So when we are, that's all about executing mobile automation on Source Lab. That's very simple. And when we are executing mobile automation on Source Labs like this, we get different advantages. The first one is, as you all see, it's less configuration and less complicated. And then we totally no need to have real mobile devices with us because Source Lab provides devices for us. And then we don't need to bother about installing Appium server and maintaining that one because Source Lab provides Appium server for us also. And then it's very easy to CI configure and run scheduled jobs because we don't need to have a mobile device attached to our computer all the time. So we have done this one with Appium, and that is the widely used one and very supportive one. But here we have listed the other test automation tools for mobile testing, and if you are interested in that, just you can try out one of these. And that's all about our session, and thank you all. I hope you just got a good idea about how to execute your mobile automation scripts with SourceLab. Thank you again.